sauce from McDonald's. I understand. I understand. But I haven't had the sauce, and, it's not coming to Mexico, so I'm not gonna try it. And I'm okay with that because I don't wanna know what I'm missing. They did this episode where Rick goes back in his mind, and, Nathan Fillion is a voiceover character in it, from Firefly and Castle. Malcolm Reynolds, man. Anyway, so Fillion is in it, and him and Rick in Rick's mind, they stop at McDonald's and they get this this sauce, and here's Rick, and he's having this real emotional moment, which is very un-Rick like, spoiler alert. And so he's having this really emotional moment, and Nathan Fillion's over here like, "This sauce is amazing. You said they did this for a movie?" So, it was mentioned. It was mentioned in Rick and Morty a few times, and apparently that just led to this whole thing where people kind of became obsessed with this sauce. So, if you care, it's there. Now, I also want to mention China is having some issues. China is having some serious, serious issues. Xi Jinping has decided that he wants to be the president for life. Okay, he is setting himself up as the unrivaled helmsman. He is moving to abolish presidential terms. And basically, he says that he's the only person. He's the only person who can clean up China's corruption riddled Communist Party. Now, here's the thing he has purged, humiliated, and jailed so many powerful enemies in China that their best known political prison is reportedly packed to the rafters. Like, they cannot fit anyone else in this prison because he filled it with his enemies. Now, if he leaves office, then guess what? His enemies get out. So, he has decided, I'm president for life. Now, naturally, this has made a lot of people very angry. And I'm shocked by some of the things that China decided they were going to do in order to help promote Xi's rule. This is one of the biggest. I can't even. I had to like triple check this to make sure that it was not fake news. China banned the letter N from the internet. They banned the letter N. Now, they did eventually allow the letter N to come back, but they have been cracking down on letters, phrases, George Orwell's Animal Farm, of course. But they have a list of terms that they have blocked officially on their version of Twitter. Guess what? One of the no longer allowed terms is disagree, shameless, lifelong, personality cult, immortality, emigrate. Now, it's less clear why the censors took issue with the letter N. they think it has something to do with a mathematical equation that was running around, right? N equals terms in office, where possibly N is less than 2, right? So what was being shared and said was, quote, N mathematical symbol less than 2, meaning less than 2 terms in office. But I guess their algorithms started picking up on that N being linked with anti-Z sentiment, and they absolutely banned the letter N from the internet. Now, Beijing has accused the West of reacting hysterically to the scrapping of presidential term limits, right? Quote, no sooner had the party made public its proposal than the Western media began bad-mouthing China in their usual and various ways. It is worth noting that for some time, the Western media have been growing strident in their abuse of Beijing, almost using curse words. So, basically, the ruler of China has decided that he needs to rule for the rest of his life. Otherwise, he's going to be killed by his political enemies that he tossed into a cage. And in order for him to make it so that he can become a dictator for life, he is banning everything he can get his hands on. And some things he can't. This should be interesting to watch. That's it for the Angel Clark Show this week. We will return next Wednesday. Until that time, remember, no army can stop an idea whose time has come.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you're helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
The Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene, the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, February 28th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.44 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,320 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $38, and the average price of Bitcoin is $10,410. Antiwar.com reports while Turkey's invasion of the Afrin district in northern Syria is a lot slower going than anyone expected, the Turkish state media is still hyping the limited amount of territory they've actually seized, amounting to 2 Kurdish villages. Those villages, the closest to the Turkish border, provide a land corridor between 2 different enclaves held by Turkey-backed Free Syrian Army rebels, the city of Azaz and the corner of the Idlib province. Furthermore, Turkish media is noting that this cuts the YPG forces in the area off from the Turkish border, though since Turkish troops have been invading through the border and the invasion shows no sign of ending, the lack of border access seems meaningless. The land corridor isn't particularly meaningful for the Free Syrian Army either, since Turkish support means they can crisscross enclaves through Turkey when they have such a need. Still, this and a lot of casualties are all the Afrin invasion have accomplished yet, and Turkey's determination to keep media reports on the war upbeat obliges them to present this as something useful. For over 40 years, Robertson Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Robertson Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports the CEO of SeaWorld will step down after the theme park lost more than $200 million in fiscal year 2017. The company announced the move on Tuesday, saying CEO Joel Manby agreed that this is the right time to identify a new CEO as the company enters its next phase of intensified focus on execution and growth. Chief Parks Operation Officer John T. Riley will take on the role of interim CEO. SeaWorld's lead independent director, Donald C. Robinson, said the board agreed that this transition plan is the right approach to advance the company's progress and create value for all our important stakeholders. We know John will be an excellent leader in this new role, and we thank Yoshi for taking on the additional interim responsibilities to ensure a smooth transition. The transition comes after SeaWorld lost $202.4 million in fiscal year 2017, which followed a loss of $215 million in fiscal year 2016. The company also saw a drop in overall revenue, going from $1.34 billion in 2016 to $1.26 billion the following year. Manby was appointed CEO in April 2015 to reverse the company's losses after the fallout from the 2013 documentary Blackfish, which has been blamed for a drop in attendance at the theme park. You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. Fans are friends, allies, and numerous supporters. Fans help FPP afford to produce more original content. You can join the Fans program for as little as $1 per month through Patreon and get perks like ad-free versions of FPP Radio News and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. That's fans.fppradio.com. Reuters reports President Donald Trump's son-in-law and close advisor, Jared Kushner, has lost access to the most valued U.S. intelligence report, the President's Daily Brief, as the White House imposes greater discipline on access to secrets, according to 2 U.S. officials familiar with the matter. Kushner, who had been operating under an interim security clearance for about a year, had his access to the highly classified briefing cut off in the past weeks, according to the sources. A third official, also speaking on the condition of anonymity, said Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein recently passed new information to White House counsel Don McGahn that led to the slowing or stopping of Kushner's pending clearance application. The nature of that information was not clear. It is also unclear if and when Kushner's access to the briefing, known as the PDB, which requires clearance higher than top secret level, would be reinstated. The President's Daily Brief is distributed to a small number of top-level U.S. officials. It includes highly classified intelligence analysis, information about CIA covert operations, and reports from the most sensitive U.S. sources or those shared by allied intelligence agencies. Kushner's attorney said new security clearance policies announced by the White House Chief of Staff John Kelly will not affect Mr. Kushner's ability to continue to do the very important work he has been assigned to by the President. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
Now, a lot of little girls do ballet even though their fathers couldn't care less and don't see what the big deal is. But one talented little prodigy actually choreographed a whole ballet that her father could enjoy and even look forward to. Let's meet Erin Kemper and her father, Jack.
Hi.
Thanks for having us.
Erin, how did you do that? I thought about all the things that my dad likes to watch and put it into a ballet.
Well, we have a special treat for you today because Erin is now going to perform her new ballet. When I pay the bills, I get to make the rules.
We can't afford that. World War II. I miss your mother too, but we're going to have to do the best without her. Go Redskins!
Bravo! Well done. Boy, I wish you were mine. You know, my two girls are grown up, but you still couldn't pay me to watch one of their a cappella shows. What inspired you to create this amazing ballet?
I'm really inspired by the theme of my dad paying any attention to me at all.
Now, at the end, I hear she just put the game up on the big screen.
I don't know where she gets it.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Computers are online. I'm gonna start loading software.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Call to Freedom.
Broadcasting live from VerdCoin Studios on LRN FM.
You're listening to Will.
You will listen to every damn word I have to say!
And Aria.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Stay tuned for political talk and everything crypto. That's right.
Broadcasting internationally on our Bit Plus Network satellite.
This is
the Call to Freedom.
All right, let's boot it up.
All right, welcome here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM, broadcasting live on this beautiful, what is it now, Wednesday afternoon here from the VertCoin studio, coming across the airwaves to you internationally on what hopefully will soon be a Zencash satellite. Currently having discussions, and they're hopeful, so I'm hoping that we will soon have a paying satellite sponsor, which means there'll be a complete overhaul to all of the promo materials, all the advertisements, all that kinds of stuff. So you guys are going to be hearing new advertisements, a new intro will be coming, all kinds of new stuff. So keep your fingers crossed and be hopeful, and in hopes that this new contract comes through for us. Let's see here. What is it? It's Wednesday. That means it is time for, the coin of the week. So this week, during this Wednesday, this week during Crypto Hour, we're going to be covering Potcoin. And, from what I hear, it's not looking good. But we'll get into that around 5 o'clock when we get back for Crypto Hour. Before that, though, we have a new sit-in for Wednesday. Everybody knows Mike Glory from Galactic Systems, galacticsystems.net. He has been in Manila. He's been in China. He is just a jet-setting crypto guy, and he's not been here. So we've decided to invite. He's another Free Talk Live co-host, and
LRN
used to be show host on a couple of other LRN shows. You were on Off the Air Live?
Yeah, I did Off the Air Live, and currently I'm doing Questioning Authority from 10 to 12 on Saturday nights.
Yeah.
It's my own, started my own show, got that out.
So this is Vincent. Tell the listeners a little bit about yourself, Vincent.
Oh, well, first of all, thank you for having me on, Will. I'm a college student here in Keene. Met up with Ian and the others it's been a full year now. It's been a full year and a few months. It's crazy how things could change. I'd say in terms of activism, I do a lot of environmental activism. The town of Hanover and Dartmouth, they're polluting the Connecticut River, they're polluting Mink Brook. They're doing all kinds of stuff, and you could find out about that environmental activism on freehanover.com, which I also run. I put up a few cop block videos because one of the whistleblowers, and that's how I got involved in it, my good friend Dave Vincelette, he he blew the whistle, and then the Graham County Sheriff's Department and Hanover Police decided to give him a hard time, and they ambushed him, kidnapped him, threw him in chains, put him in a cage, and but the thing is, it wasn't an activist who took the video, it was the Sheriff's Department themselves who took the video, and it'd been sealed in court records, and I finally decided to upload it. It's NH cops use excessive force on on disabled veteran. If anyone wants to check the video out. Okay, that's my little plug.
All right. So, and we've also got with us the Queen of Crypto herself, the Queen of Crypto herself from cryptocurrencycheck.org, Miss Aria Demezio with us from Mississippi. How you doing down there, Aria?
I'm doing good. Flooding down here.
It's about that time of the year. Yeah, I'm sure they are where my mom lives at too. This is the rainy season down there. So, yeah, we
it's like 80 degrees though, so that's nice.
Yeah, well, it's like 60 here, I think, today, or 50, or it's something.
You're around like 47 last I checked.
That feels like 70 back home now for me, because I'm used to like 15 below. So 40 to me is like, oh wow, this is a nice like t-shirt day. So my new shirt, love it. The little elf and his pipe, it's awesome.
Yeah, the mushrooms around.
I know, yeah, it's awesome. Woohoo! So yeah, guys, I had a story here that I want to get into. I wanted to put a little more effort into the cryptocurrencies today, since we've got Potcoin coming on. Well, not coming on, unfortunately. So, but I wanted to cover this. It's by Aaron Day. It's from AC2 News. That's Against Crony Capitalism. And the title is Why Venture Capitalists Are the Biggest Threat to the Blockchain. It says, why are most venture capitalists politically liberal? Why are most tech startups based heavily in taxed and regulated California, New York, and Massachusetts? If VCs invest in innovation, why has there been such little innovation within the venture industry itself? These questions I've been trying to figure out for the past 22 years as a serial entrepreneur, and then most recently as a liberty activist and politician. At age 19, I started my first company during the dot-com era, met with hundreds of venture capitalists, and received term sheets for over $100 million in venture funding. For a variety of reasons, I never went the venture route, although I spent a brief amount of time as a venture capitalist after the dot-com bust. I adopted a libertarian view of capitalism at an early age and have been involved with the liberty community for the last 8 years through the Free State Project. I've always viewed individualism and voluntary exchange as being at the heart of capitalism. This understanding is at odds with the three questions I posed above. The blockchain revolution has the potential to decentralize power, money, and information in a way that benefits everyone on the planet by empowering every individual through voluntary trade. Trying to answer the three questions posed again against the backdrop of the blockchain revolution reveals that the traditional venture capitalist ecosystem is a clear and present danger to the widespread adoption of blockchain technology. I've outlined my reasoning below with a plan to combat these parasites. It says here, I think the following is an accurate definition of a venture capitalist. Quote, a middleman who invests other people's money, much of it taxpayer theft, into startups. All right. Traditionally, venture capitalists typically exhibit the following traits. They invest little to none of their own money. Most venture capitalists fail to outperform the market. And venture capitalists make a nice living off fees, regardless of whether or not they make money.
I think parasite is a very accurate word to describe that.
Yeah, right. Synonym, middleman, crony, parasite.
I mean, the fact that they don't even put any of their own money in it says a lot.
Yeah,
of its
almost
own.
Never. Yeah, like even with what like this idea that I've got for Sodaka.io, it's not a startup. It's a charity. It's a charity, but like my idea is that like using the blockchain technology to like revolutionize the way charity is done, to where you're literally you're empowering the person to basically have their own mining business, and then they, via the contract that you go to the a homeless shelter. You go to an individual that you know that is in need, and you make a contract with them. And you're like, look, we'll put this minor in your home, and you pay out of the, what's brought in, you pay however much the energy costs are, and then you give 10% back to us, and you keep all the rest for yourself. And to me, that's going to encourage them. It's going to give a revenue stream back to the original charity that's building them so that they can continue to build more.
And it's passive income.
Exactly. And you're helping people at the same time. The cryptocurrency industry has the ability to revolutionize charity.
In Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up! We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 megahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.fm. LRN.fm now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
Calling it the most effective means to reaching one's full earning potential. A new report issued by the Employee Benefit Research Institute this week found that violently slamming one's supervisor against a wall and shouting, "Cash, I need more cash," is still the leading tactic for securing a raise amongst American workers.
We found that employees have the most success negotiating their salaries when they stride confidently into their supervisor's office, manhandle them like a rag doll, and demand more money right now.
Experts confirmed that the majority of employees who managed to increase their salaries maintained direct eye contact with their supervisors while reiterating that they were not f***ing around, emphasizing their position with phrases such as, "Give me the money now," and "I said more cash, old man." The Onion sat down with Kevin Simmons, who recently applied these methods in negotiating a competitive bump in his annual salary.
So the other day I walked right into his office, grabbed his throat with my hand, and told him straight up, "Start paying me more f***ing money today." And I grabbed $100 out of his wallet and told him that was a good start.
This is the Onion News Network.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.fm.
Welcome back into the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And are you new to the crypto industry? Well, so are a lot of our other listeners. And I'm going to tell you about the same thing that I always tell them. It's called Helium. And what it is it's a savings accelerator. And basically, the way that it works is it's powered by Uphold.com, and they've designed a bot that watches the conversion rates between regular fiats and cryptocurrencies at the same time, and then it moves your money when the timing is just right. So you just load up your account with your bank card or with your crypto wallet using like Dash, Bitcoin Cash, or Bitcoin. Then you just set it and forget it. Everything else is completely automatic. Helium lets your money move you. So go on over to heliumwithane.com/CTF and get your great deals for being a Call to Freedom listener. That's HELEUM.com/CTF. Now, I actually know Aaron Day. He's a friend of mine. And he's talking here as we are, and we've got Vincent joining us today from Free Talk Live and what was
Questioning Authority.
Questioning Authority here on LRN.FM, and we also have Aria, the Queen of Crypto herself, and basically we're talking about how these guys, they never actually have any of their own money, like ICOs. ICOs, I think that's a perfect venture capitalist kind of thing. These are people, they just pop up and they're like, hey, give me money, I got an idea. And then what is it, 94% of them never materialize.
Well, they're more like, give me money, this other guy has an idea.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a fat guy selling a diet book. Would you?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. An alcoholic selling you a book on how to beat addiction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Either they're
I
not
take exception of that.
Either they're not using their own advice, or the advice is very bad. If you're still an alcoholic.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're a reformed alcoholic, like you're a person who's you're on the wagon, so to speak, and you're like, I've got this book on addiction. Okay, I'm gonna read that. But if you're like piss drunk and you're like, so I have this great book, right?
Yeah, that's what these venture capitalists are doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Not taking their own medicine.
Well, it says here, what do you mean by taxpayer theft when you define venture capitalists? It says, well, there's nothing wrong with investing and managing other people's money. However, the largest investors, limited partners into the venture funds who are back investors are 50% funded by taxpayer theft and unions. Public pension funds provide retirement benefits for public employees and are funded through force by taxation. Universities enjoy nonprofit status, receive billions in taxpayer theft-funded research grants annually, and receive payment via student loans that can't be discharged via a typical bankruptcy procedure. And it's even worse in Europe. So if you add up public pension funds and endowments, sovereign wealth funds, union pension funds, and some percentage of fund of funds, since the other categories I just mentioned also invest in fund of funds, you get about 50% of venture funding coming from organizations that are funded via taxpayer theft. Many of these public pension funds and university endowments have social goals for investing outside or just trying to maximize financial returns. This influence gets funding where the funding happens and when the funding occurs. The single largest public pension fund investor is California Public Employees Retirement Systems, or CalPERS. Wow. CalPERS, never mind, CalPERS. As of June 2016, CalPERS announced that they held $26.4 billion in private equity investments. They have previously stated that they have a target of 5% of their private equity holdings reserved for venture capital. This means that CalPERS holds $1.3 billion in venture capital investments. The total venture capital investments for 2016 was $61.4 billion. CalPERS includes all California state employees, including teachers and their bloated university system. All of CalPERS' money comes from taxpayer theft. So, wow. $160 billion lost in the value of their portfolio. There we go. There's where the venture capitalists come in. Bet you never thought that one of the biggest venture beneficiaries of venture capital investing was the former administrator of the county of Salona, Michael Johnson, who raked in $390,000 per year, or that a retired sanitation worker makes $345,000 a year.
And this was probably just off fees, right?
Well, it says you don't think the type of people who manage public teacher pensions funds would make investment decisions based on ideology over financial performance, would you? Well, CalPERS' history of social investing is a matter of fact and a case study in potential damaging effects of public pension investing. So these venture capitalists, they're selling just junk, and they're wrapping it in a social justice message, and these idiots are buying it up. At the peak of the mortgage crisis, CalPERS lost $160 billion of the value of their portfolio. And of course, they have a habit of not taking responsibilities for their actions and have sued everyone from ratings agencies to the investment banks. Fortunately for taxpayers, CalPERS ultimately lost a Supreme Court case regarding their suing of the bank. They tried to sue a major investment bank. They steered billions of dollars into politically connected firms and socially responsible investment strategies, making bad bets, and lost hundreds of millions of dollars. Dubious practices piling up a crushing amount of pension debt, which California residents and their children will now have to repay somehow. And that was all the way back in 2013. I mean, this article just came out this month. But all the way back in 2013, you had just hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. And like I said, these venture guys, they just show up and they're like, oh, it's, save the gay dolphins in Panama.
I'm sure they'll have a great rate of return.
Oh, yeah. All these, retarded social justice things, they always have a great rate of return. That's the reason why the people that get themselves wrapped up in them always end up being broke. Never mind. Anyway, we'll be right back here. You got an opinion on it, let us know. 603-283-6160. We'll be right back on The Call to Freedom.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal is Ross's only chance, and he needs your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org.
The warning signs.
At first, he made me feel special. He promised he'd look after me, provide for my future. He broke every promise he made.
Millions of Americans afflicted.
I was ready to leave, but he told me he'd change. So I gave him another chance. I was such a fool.
The consequences.
Things only got worse. He started making my decisions for me about my job, my kids' education, my money, my safety, my future. He took away my choices, but I kept going back to the same politicians.
The diagnosis? Battered voter syndrome.
I fell for the same old lies. They were just playing with my emotions, telling me what I wanted to hear. That's not right.
If you're tired of the two-party system but want to support a principled Libertarian Party, check out the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire at lpnh.org. That's lpnh.org.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
All right, welcome back into the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. It's a bright, sunny day outside. Joined in studio by Vincent from Defy Authority.
Questioning Authority.
Questioning Authority.
Synonyms, but.
Questioning Authority. Here on LRN.FM as well. And the Queen of Crypto herself, Miss Aria Demezio, coming to us from Mississippi. And we've been talking here, Aaron Day, who is someone that we all know, and he's just kind of laid it out here, you know, that these venture capitalists, and they're coming in, they are coming into the crypto space. And Aria, I think, you know, it's a lot of what you're fighting against with CryptoCheck.org, is it not?
Well, I don't know if venture capitalists are to blame or not, but I would, judging from what they have said about venture capitalists, I would say that there is probably a lot of overlap between them and a type of people who make crap like Potcoin.
Right. So and Banana Coin and Ubiquitcoin and Stick It in Your Ear Coin.
Well, we know they're involved in Ubiquitcoin and FedCoin.
Fed.gov.coin. I mean Ripple.
Yeah, that one. I mean, we know they're involved in that with their NDAs and proof of, what was it? It was some word that some phrase that even Tom had never heard before.
Right. Tom's a lawyer that works
fun.
in cybersecurity, and he's like, I've never heard that word before. But yeah, Aaron's just got, like, the SEC's involved. You know, they're all in on it. The government's all in on it, you know, and they like it, you know, because it just kind of creates this, like, self-feeding monster that the state gets a cut and the fat cats get a cut, and the rest of us, we just get to pay for it. And, you know, the blockchain has the ability to kind of cut them out, you know, and now they, as Aaron's pointing out, are starting to venture into our space.
Yeah, that was probably inevitable, though.
It was inevitable. Once we started, says for this reason, we're taking a firm chance at Stark 360 to fight against cronies and promote the real power of blockchain technology, empowering the individual through voluntary trade. Parasites in the venture capital community are trying to use scare tactics to convince you to take their money, use their lawyers, and use their platforms. They're trying to defraud the public into thinking that their participation in the deal makes it sound for others. I've been involved in the crypto community for 7 years. I have too, as a matter of fact. Guess what? The VCs weren't involved in the creation of Bitcoin or Ethereum. They're simply parasites using their connections and influence to come in after the fact and cement their positions through obfuscation using lawyers and accountants. Defending blockchain freedom will require action, and some of it proactive and some of it reactive. That's what this new group, Stark 360, is supposed to be devoted to fighting and bringing down. We're going to try to get Aaron on the show and a couple members of the Stark 360 development team in the next couple of weeks. But I wanted to get you guys' opinion, if you guys were interested in calling in on this, about, well, what do you think about the venturing of the venture capitalist into the crypto space? Do you think it had anything to do with the massive bloating of the Bitcoin price in December and November? Do you think it had their quick selling had anything to do with the huge drops? Call us at 603-283-6160 and tell us what you think. What do you think over there, Vincent? You look like you've got something on your mind.
Oh, they absolutely probably had something to do. Well, I say absolutely, then followed by probably. So they probably had something to do with these drops. And I see these people all over on forums. They say, oh, you know, you're just a bunch of whiny babies. Your investment didn't go right, so you're blaming some financial boogeyman. But I to those people, I say, if you don't think there's some higher power out there either manipulating currently or wanting to manipulate cryptocurrency prices, you're out of your mind or living under a rock.
What about people like me who were saying that it was going to happen before, that before it happened? Me and Mike Lowry were sitting. I was sitting in that chair you're in right now. Mike Lowry was right there. Ian Freeman was sitting right here. We were on Free Talk Live. I think it was before Call to Freedom had moved to our 5-day-a-week schedule. And Mike and I and Ian had a conversation about how big moneyed investors, the old guard, old money investors, are buying up and inflating the price of Bitcoin and then pulling the rug out in order to shake in consumer confidence in the crypto industry.
Oh, absolutely. And Jamie Dimon, I think he's with what, JP Morgan, was that it?
Mm-hmm.
So Jamie Dimon, some people theorize the reason why he came so strongly out against Bitcoin and said all the things he did was because he wanted to shake confidence in Bitcoin to lower the price, and then either him or his friends or his cronies get into Bitcoin themselves.
Yeah. And not long after they get in, what happens?
Well, I mean, if the price is so easy to manipulate, then it's not going to work as a currency anyway.
Well, no, they did the same thing to silver, though. The same thing happened to silver in the mid-2000s. The price was purposefully... You were starting to see on these prepper shows and stuff like that, you know, people were saving silver because it was valuable and blah, 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 blah. So people were starting to buy it, and some of these, you know, bankster, venture capitalist type guys were like, oh, let's pump the price up. And they did. They pumped the price of silver up to like $40 an ounce and then pulled all of their money out of it. And a ton of people lost their money. It was when the first time I saw the big pump for Bitcoin, the very first time, I was like, I saw it then. I was like, it's silver. This is the silver pump again.
Oh, and when would you say that first pump happened?
Oh my goodness. 2012-ish?
Okay, so not like the recent huge pump. Okay, so the first pump.
But it's to me, every time that you start seeing a rise in popularity again, like because of what happened in Greece, because of what's going on in Africa, what's happened in Venezuela, you have a growth in popularity again. And every time you see that growth in popularity, they do the same thing. They come out and they pump the price up really high and then pull the bottom out. And to me, that's what it looks like happened again even here, is that big fish that can buy, because
whales.
It was sales of like 100 Bitcoin and 100,000 Bitcoin, like huge amounts of coins, like at one time.
They put I think put a limit on sell orders, and so they try and keep it down as long as possible. And then finally, when the time, either it's like like a beach ball, right? You could hold it down underwater as long as they could either let it go or it's going to come up eventually. But either way, they have most of it by then.
Yeah, exactly. And now you have Ripple, where people are giving good. Because people aren't buying Ripple with cash, man. I don't know any Ripple vending machines. And, people are buying Bitcoin. They're buying good. Because if you go to an exchange, there are no exchanges where Ripple is it's always Bitcoin. And people are trading good cryptocurrency.
Now they have
this crap fed.gov.coin. Ethereum
They have
too.
Ethereum pairs.
Either way, it's good crypto. And they're trading it for this crap fed.gov.coin, All right, well, give us a call if you want. What do you think about what we're talking about here with, new coins and venture capitalists and the big bankers getting involved? Are the bankers trying to kill crypto? Let us know. 603-283-6160. We'll be right back.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
When commercials come on, don't push the button. Instead, listen. Even if you don't sell things for a living, you're still selling in the various conversations and transactions that make up your busy day. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important, especially if you're a job seeker. So take a lesson from Madison Avenue. Often the fewer words, the more effective the message. Like Jiffy Lube, where you never need an appointment, or the Office Max ad that says, you supply the ambition, we supply everything else. How about online ticket broker StubHub.com, the way in when it's sold out, or CyberCupidMatch.com's seductive, go ahead, it's okay to look. How cleverly and succinctly can you distill your message? For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.FM पे.
Initiate access procedures. Retinal scan complete. Please enter your digital access code.
Access granted.
Back into the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We're broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire, and it is just another beautiful day. Now, I've got a story that Tom here has sent to me. This actually happened in the state where I grew up, and it is just another. It's just one more example of the failed war on drugs. We commented on this earlier this week, but we've got the Daily News Journal here is covering this, and we've got some video here from the Daily News Journal on this called, I'm sure many of you have heard about it. It's called Operation Candy Crush. It was an effort. It was an effort to bust people who were selling completely legal CBD. 23 stores were closed, and millions of Tennessee taxpayer dollars invested. And, I'll let the folks at the Daily News Journal tell you all about it.
After serving proudly for this country as a Marine during Operation Desert Storm, I built a home and began a business in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I did this through hard work, perseverance, and determination. I have proudly followed all state rules and guidelines and have never been cited for any non-compliance.
So basically why we're here is we all go to a vape shop here in town, one of the 23 that was closed for selling legal CBD derived from industrial hemp, which is legalized in the 2014 Farm Bill. It's infringements of our rights, it's unfair, it's killing businesses because that's their primary income. We're basically just here to show support and make everything right again.
So they're in court. There's a court case.
Yeah, this is important to me. It's helped me. It's helped people in my family.
Epilepsy,
it's helped my friends.
Protesting outside.
It
needs to be legal here.
Tons of demonstrators.
Well, I can't really hear you over the video.
Sorry, you got tons of demonstrators outside.
But what I'm able to do is talk to people, educate people, and it's been nothing but a positive response. Like the people of this town want it, they use it, and it's safe. There's no reason to be wasting taxpayer money prosecuting these people.
A safer, effective medication that I could offer to my customers who would respond with such results, I felt compelled to continue offering this product. Our CBD comes directly from the hemp plant and has absolutely nothing to do with marijuana. There is no way to get high upon our product. It is merely a health product to better your life.
It's safe, it works. Murfreesboro is on the wrong side of history.
Again, now, if I'll remind you, now Murfreesboro is the same town that in 2010, a member of the State Department had to go and testify in state court that Islam was a religion and the First Amendment applied to Muslims too. Like, a member of the State Department had to go to D.C., from D.C. to Tennessee to testify at a court hearing where the court hearing was basically, it was supposed to be over whether or not there was a traffic study done for a mosque to be open. But instead, it was actually a 3-week-long trial on whether or not Islam's a religion and protected by the Constitution and in the United States. So, this is the very same Murfreesboro. So, are we really surprised? Should we really expect, authoritarians who want to take First Amendment protection away from other religions? Are we really so stupid and naive to think that they're not going to do something like this? This is a Tea Party area that the Tea Parties were happy spending $3 million of taxpayer money on a frivolous court battle to stop a house of worship from being opened. They literally demanded that the body of a man who had lived in the area for 35 years be exhumed so that they could examine the body and make sure it wasn't a girl who was an honor-killing victim. Now, this is even with the death certificate from the state. They demanded. This is Murfreesboro. So, really, are we that shocked? If the people that live in Murfreesboro are that kind of people? Seriously.
Or at least the state is.
Well, the city played right along with it, because they had to.
I'm just talking about the government. I don't know. I haven't been there. Maybe the people are like that. Sometimes I like to make the distinction between that. When criticizing a place for its the people who run it compared to the people who live there.
Well, I say a lot of times that government is a reflection of the populace in a given area. A lot of times, like at this point, like I made an observation today in social media that, if given the opportunity, I think most people in our society would be literally Hitler if they were given the opportunity for power, and that Trump is a reflection of that fact in our society, that we would all behave like ignorant, well, not all of us, but a good portion of us would behave like spoiled, ignorant children if we were ever given that amount of power. And that Trump is just a reflection of that fact in our culture. We are not a responsible, level-headed,
species
anymore. We may have been 50 years ago, but we sure as hell aren't now. Our populace is not in this country. Maybe in others, but not here. So, but the TBI. Whoa, wait a second. Attorney is speaking with the press after Judge Royce Taylor gave his opinion after the arraignments on.
Well, obviously, our clients are happy that the stores are open. That's their livelihood.
Stores are opened back up.
The state has a vested interest in keeping the people Rutherford County safe from illegal drugs. The petition alleges that these
19 store owners were hit with felony charges related to the sale of Schedule 4 drugs, Schedule 6 drugs. TBI is no longer willing to testify that this is a Schedule 6 substance. We have no choice but to dismiss, District Attorney Jennings said in an interview Wednesday. Oh, that's today. Jones announced this morning, that he had filed a motion to dismiss the case. So all of that, I mean, it's the TBI. I think you had 4 agencies that were involved in it. 21 businesses shut down. All the money that those businesses lost. I mean, all of this because some idiots thought that CBD gummy worms were the same as smoking hash.
So no one on the up top. So because there's obviously had to be oversight for them to give out all these felony charges. So no one up above realized that or said, hey, this is actually perfectly legal and it'd be a waste of taxpayer resources and everyone's time if you go after it. So no one. I don't know. It's just. I don't. What do you think, Will? Do you think there's anything more at play to that? They wanted to send a message, or people could be that stupid?
In Tennessee, the sheriff's offices usually like to swing it around and show that they've got the big old Willie in the room. Like we have a sheriff in Knoxville currently that an officer was caught on camera choking a handcuffed compliant suspect unconscious. He was fired. This was like a week before the election. He was fired because massive public outcry all across the country. 2 days after the election, he was rehired and allowed to retire with a full pension. That's the kind of stuff you see in Tennessee with the sheriff's department.
We take care of each other, boys.
Yeah, you definitely say that. I had a cousin that was a sheriff's officer, and they're not good folks really up there. All right, well, when we get back, it'll be Crypto Hour, and we're going to be talking about Potcoin. So you stick around. We'll be right back here.
Free Talk Live.
Did you say that you prostituted yourself when you were 10 years old?
I was doing something of a sexual nature in return
Was that a
for...
woman or a...
It was a next-door neighbor. He was probably around 16.
So he took advantage of you?
No, sir. He didn't take advantage of me.
He corrupted you morally?
No, sir. It was my choice to climb into his window. It was my choice, Lou. It was my choice to take my pants off and get into his bed. It was all my choice, Lou.
Listen to me, Ian. You do not have the right at the age of 10 to make that decision.
Don't you dare tell me what I can and can't do, Lou.
I'm telling you, he molested you.
No, Lou.
You don't even realize.
Lou, you don't understand what molestation is. Molestation is unwanted sexual advances. I consented. I know you don't believe that's possible. I know me better than you know me, Lou.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, February 28th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.44 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,320 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $38, and the average price of Bitcoin is $10,410. Antiwar.com reports while Turkey's invasion of the Afrin district in northern Syria is a lot slower going than anyone expected, the Turkish state media is still hyping the limited amount of territory they've actually seized, amounting to 2 Kurdish villages. Those villages, the closest to the Turkish border, provide a land corridor between 2 different enclaves held by Turkey-backed Free Syrian Army rebels, the city of Azaz and the corner of the Idlib province. Furthermore, Turkish media is noting that this cuts the YPG forces in the area off from the Turkish border, though since Turkish troops have been invading through the border and the invasion shows no sign of ending, the lack of border access seems meaningless. The land corridor isn't particularly meaningful for the Free Syrian Army either, since Turkish support means they can crisscross enclaves through Turkey when they have such a need. Still, this and a lot of casualties are all the Afrin invasion have accomplished yet, and Turkey's determination to keep media reports on the war upbeat obliges them to present this as something useful. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports the CEO of SeaWorld will step down after the theme park lost more than $200 million in fiscal year 2017. The company announced the move on Tuesday, saying CEO Joel Manby agreed that this is the right time to identify a new CEO as the company enters its next phase of intensified focus on execution and growth. Chief Parks Operation Officer John T. Riley will take on the role of interim CEO. SeaWorld's lead independent director, Donald C. Robinson, said the board agreed that this transition plan is the right approach to advance the company's progress and create value for all our important stakeholders. We know John will be an excellent leader in this new role, and we thank Yoshi for taking on the additional interim responsibilities to ensure a smooth transition. The transition comes after SeaWorld lost $202.4 million in fiscal year 2017, which followed a loss of $215 million in fiscal year 2016. The company also saw a drop in overall revenue, going from $1.34 billion in 2016 to $1.26 billion the following year. Manby was appointed CEO in April 2015 to reverse the company's losses after the fallout from the 2013 documentary Blackfish, which has been blamed for a drop in attendance at the theme park. You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. Fans are friends, allies, and numerous supporters. Fans help FPP afford to produce more original content. You can join the Fans program for as little as $1 per month through Patreon and get perks like ad-free versions of FPP Radio News and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. That's fans.fppradio.com. Reuters reports President Donald Trump's son-in-law and close advisor, Jared Kushner, has lost access to the most valued U.S. intelligence report, the President's Daily Brief, as the White House imposes greater discipline on access to secrets, according to 2 U.S. officials familiar with the matter. Kushner, who had been operating under an interim security clearance for about a year, had his access to the highly classified briefing cut off in the past weeks, according to the sources. A third official, also speaking on the condition of anonymity, said Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein recently passed new information to White House counsel Don McGahn that led to the slowing or stopping of Kushner's pending clearance application. The nature of that information was not clear. It is also unclear if and when Kushner's access to the briefing, known as the PDB, which requires clearance higher than top secret level, would be reinstated. The President's Daily Brief is distributed to a small number of top-level U.S. officials. It includes highly classified intelligence analysis, information about CIA covert operations, and reports from the most sensitive U.S. sources or those shared by allied intelligence agencies. Kushner's attorney said new security clearance policies announced by the White House Chief of Staff John Kelly will not affect Mr. Kushner's ability to continue to do the very important work he has been assigned to by the President. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
An update now on a legal battle emerging around the Onion News Network's own Jode Kressbeckler. After the shocking story yesterday that a group of assailants attacked Congressman William Cummings, tied him to a horse, and dragged him through a briar patch, some are now saying these statements from Mr. Kressbeckler last week may have incited the attack.
Bootlegging Congressman Cummings ought to be tied to a horse and drugged through a briar patch.
Mr. Kressbeckler's show is billed as an opinion and entertainment program.
Yes,
and
it
he
is.
even calls himself nothing but a caterwauling old badger, so
Right.
the claim that he would incite people to violence seems pretty far-fetched.
He displayed a map of Congressman Cummings' home in relation to the nearest briar patch, told his viewers where to purchase a, quote, good pulling horse, and used a life-size dummy of Congressman Cummings to demonstrate effective knot tying techniques.
Right. I think most reasonable people would see that as simply a ribald political satire.
Right.
Briar patch is obviously a metaphor for the prickly political atmosphere in Washington, and drag from a horse means something else.
Makes sense to me.
This is the Onion News Network. The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Hold. Hold. Hold.
You better hold on for dear life, because it's time for the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com. On the Call to Freedom.
All right, that's right. It is time for the Crypto Hour here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM, brought to you by our wonderful sponsors over at Helium.com. Are you new to cryptocurrency? Do you not want to spend all day looking at candle graphs and reading white papers before you invest? Well, let me tell you about Helium.com. It's not an investment. It's a savings accelerator. It's powered by Uphold.com, and they've designed a bot that watches the conversion rates between regular fiats and crypto and select cryptos, and then it moves your money when the time is just right. You go and you use your bank card or your crypto wallet and charge up your Uphold account, and then just set it and forget it. Everything is done automatically. Helium lets your money move you. So go over to helium.com, helium with an E.com/CTF. That's HELEUM.com/CTF to get you great deals for being a Call to Freedom listener. Now, today is Wednesday, and, well, what's Wednesday usually mean? Well, Wednesday means Coin of the Week. Coin of the Week is brought to you by cryptocurrencycheck.org, which was started by our very own queen of cryptocurrency herself, Miss Aria Demezio. And, well, Aria has got us, she's got us a doozy today, Potcoin. So tell us, Aria, what'd you find out so far about Potcoin?
That it's, a standard proof of stake crap coin that no one should ever get involved with. I mean, it's going to do the same thing all of the proof of stake coins do. It's going to get, it hovers between, 20 cents and 50 cents each. And it's going to just kind of do that forever until it finally vanishes and leaves people empty-handed because there's no idea behind it. It's awful. Everything about it's awful. I hate them, and I hope bad things happen to them financially for doing it.
Wow. Well, I see here they've got some charitable fundraising. It says the Potcoin community paid $500 to the Snoop Youth Football League. They gave 18,500 Potcoins The value in 2014, I'm going to say, is not really that much. They were paid to Cannabis Health Services, an organization based in the UK, after a community on pot funder. And then they also wrote a check.
Yeah, I mean, they do charitable stuff.
$2,000 to the FRAXA Research Foundation. And also in 2014, they gave a buttload of pot coins to Healthy Hopes, another campaign on Pot Funder. What on earth is Pot Funder? Oh my God, what is this? I have to know. Pot Funder.
Probably a money laundering scheme for
Potfunder.com is a scam. It's the first thing that you see. This is a scam. The truth about Pot Funder. Many of you are heavy in Potcoin space have heard about a website called Pot Funder, allegedly a way for the community to raise funds for good causes with Potcoin. The website's managed by two of the moderators of the Potcoin subreddit. A bad situation to start with, as it gives them total veto power in what can and cannot be said about their sham of an operation. We've seen this before, haven't we, Aria?
Indeed, we have.
Oh my God!
I think Bitcoin did it recently.
95% of the campaigns to date are directly to the sole benefit of the creators of the Pot Funder website.
Shocking.
You can give money to Iron Hammer.
I told you, I hate these guys.
You can give money to Iron Hammer to pay for his website High on Potcoin, or you can give Iron Hammer money to start a new website called Raw Potcoin, in which he stands to make a profit on, but does not want to invest anything of his own money to get it started. Oh, he's a venture capitalist.
Right.
It's so perfect that we covered that other story before we got into this. Let's see. You can give them
I didn't
money.
even look into their charitable dealings. Well, if you can call that charity.
Says,
I didn't even look into that aspect.
You can give them money. You can give Deemington or Iron Hammer 5 money to give to an MMJ nonprofit to buy medical marijuana with and give it away for free, and such normally listed as a huge donation request. In short, the entire purpose of them throwing together a quick WordPress website with a few plugins was to act as a smokescreen to get you to give them money and make it seem like it was for a good cause. Never mind the fact that as, quote, leaders of the Potcoin community, they run around making immature posts directly aimed at their own community members, and nobody dares to speak up as they're both moderators of the subreddit. Please use discretion when giving to their website. It seems any funding disappears at a moment's notice without any recourse, taking your money with it, as they use it with GoDaddy with a private domain registration, just like a few dozen other scam sites have started doing recently. Oh my God. So yeah, there you go. Potcoin.
Well, I mean, to be fair, all of that aside, my issue with them is that it's basically a digital casino chip that they're trying to make that is only redeemable in pot-related things.
Well,
it's
I don't
not a currency.
mind creating like a pot currency, like that you use at dispensaries.
I mean, why not just use Bitcoin or Ethereum? Why make this stupid currency? Okay, well, why not use Litecoin or Dash? Why make this entirely separate proof-of-stake coin?
Why not? They can.
Yeah, because that's the way the market works.
Reason.
I mean, to me, if they suck, and it looks like they do, then they're not going to do well, and then, they're the
free
end of story. Yeah, the free market will work. They will go away.
Well, I'm not saying they won't. I mean, that's why cryptocurrency check exists. To help facilitate that.
I wonder why the
but they still suck.
In popular culture are not on their Wikipedia page.
Maybe no one's been updated because they, if you ever Pot Funder had a Twitter that hasn't been updated since 2015.
Yeah, this looks like it hasn't been updated since.
Or no one cared enough to edit it.
Since like the year that Potcoin was created, in 2015. Early 2015 showed difficult times for Potcoin. Original development team broke apart and left for various reasons. At this point, the community tried to rally Potcoin away from death as a community-driven coin. Pot Labs, a group of people who helped to develop many things for Potcoin in the early years, took charge of the push to keep Potcoin alive and moving forward. In August of 2015, Pot Labs released an update for Potcoin, one that was very anticipated. With this, Potcoin began to move on the POSV algorithm. Over the next few weeks, there were some issues with the network getting up to speed. Many exchanges also froze the Potcoin wallets, waiting to see what would happen. Dennis Rodman wore a Potcoin T-shirt, and yeah, that's basically it.
I mean, that's always who you want endorsing your coin, right? Kim Jong-un's buddy.
Right.
Kim Jong-il's buddy. Which one is it?
Well, it's a genius in marketing.
Are you invested in Potcoin? Give us a call. Let us know. 603-2.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. Facebook.freetalklive.com.
Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up! We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 MHz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.FM.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom, brought to you by Helium.com. Unasikiliza Crypto Hour inayohusu wito wa uhuru, imeletwa kwako na Helium.com.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. So we're broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio right here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And we're talking Potcoin. Have you ever invested in Potcoin? Do you have some money in Potcoin right now? Well, give us a call, 603-283-6160. Put you on and, tell us about your experience with Potcoin. Now, I saw references to Potcoin in a television show that I like to watch on Netflix called Disjointed. I can't play any of the clips that the Potcoin. You see her in other stuff. She's a heavy set black comedian with these big long dreads.
Was it a Wanda Sykes?
Braids. No. She's heavier set. And she's got really long braids. And she's in a few movies. But she's never like a big character. She's like a side character. And in the show, she's even like the Potcoin crazy lady.
You know? Which season? Was she season 1 or 2?
I think she's a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Okay.
She's a little in the end of season 1.
And okay,
then
I stopped.
See her again in season 2. Like twice, and she's just crazy because she hates the Federal Reserve, and Potcoin's going to save the universe and all this kind of stuff. So she's just like, she's basically meant to be a stereotypical cryptocurrency anti-Fed person.
Oh man, I only watched halfway of season 1, so man, I gotta check this out.
It's funny. I love the show. I think it's hilarious. I can't believe stoners didn't like it.
Well, they said it was like demeaning kind of stereotypes.
I didn't think so. There was such smart work done around the whole, like, the guy with the post-traumatic stress disorder, and
I really liked that part.
But the cut scenes that they did for that, and the artwork that they did for that.
What people
it was totally on a whole different level.
Well, what they complained about was like the single, or maybe she wasn't a single mother, but the housewife who was smoking. They said that was problematic, and the the couple, the YouTuber couple, Dank and Dabby, they said they were like pretty. Yeah, I mean, those two characters were pretty trashy, but I think that was the point. I thought they were funny. I liked their characters, but people complained. They said they're demeaning towards stoners, though.
Well, I've seen this movie. It's called Totally Baked. It's a mockumentary about cannabis. And I think it's funny. Like, we're supposed to be talking about this crypto coin, and we're totally talking about weed instead.
We're talking about like movies and media, right?
Yeah,
I'm a media major, so.
Yeah. Well, that and this Potcoin, the only thing it really has going for it is the fact that it keeps being mentioned, even as a generic thing, in a couple different places in media. It's really the only thing it has going for it. Where was I at? Oh yeah. The blah 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 blah. The Dank and Dabby, and there's like this thing. There's these activists that you wish weren't activists in the cannabis community. Everybody knows that. If you're working for MPP, the Marijuana Policy Project, and you're trying to put on a great sponsor here at LRN.FM, and you're trying to put on, like, we're professionals, there are marijuana users that are doctors, there are medical cannabis users that are, family people, and you're trying to put that face on. There are also those activists,
hey dude,
who are dank and dabby. They really do exist, and people in the cannabis community react to them in the same way that people in the show react to them. You idiots! You make us all look bad. And then he signs a contract with them to be advertisers, and the mother and the people there don't celebrate him and say he's awesome for that. No, they call them a liability over and over and over again. So I don't understand why it's problematic if they're calling them what we call them. Like, why are you upset about the fact that they're being cast as like idiots that cannabis activists wish weren't like that? I just don't get it. Like, what are you crying about? Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm just doing research. I'm pretty sure I heard about Potcoin on the news once, like on official news. Like we were talking about Dogecoin and Potcoin. I'm trying to find the image to confirm it.
I heard Digibyte on the news. You know, I've seen Digibytes on the news, on CNBC. You know, as the up and comer to compete with Bitcoin. It's trading at 3 cents. You know, so I just don't like the fact that, you know, one of the rules, and you and I, we discussed this at the beginning, Aria. We give a lot of time for responses, and we try to contact the developers and the teams that are surrounding these coins every way possible. We try to contact them through social media. We try to contact them through their websites. Like their Telegram or Discord. We research and we find every possible avenue of contacting them. And when a coins development team does not have, in 2 months, doesn't contact us back at all, not even to decline, it doesn't fare well for the development team. Aria?
No, it's never a good sign. It's never a good sign that they don't get back to us, within 2 or 3 days. I mean, usually if they don't, then they're not going to at all, in my experience. I don't think we've had anyone yet go longer than 2 days to get in touch with us and then ultimately get in touch with us.
Yeah.
Except perhaps AirSwap, and even then they had their own little weird, not good stuff going on.
Yeah. Right. That was great.
But I mean, you expect these people who are upfront and honest to actually be upfront and honest. And part of that is being there for the community. I mean, there's no government bureau to go to if you're not happy with your customer service. There's just these idiots on Twitter and their website and Reddit and all of that. And they're unreachable on these places. And that automatic fail right there. I mean, this is a currency we're talking about. We're talking about putting your wealth into it and being completely at the mercy of these developers. If you can't get in touch with them, don't put your wealth into it. It's not worth it. They're too shady. They're unreliable. They're the people you would have to go to if you had problems.
Yeah. And, what about bugs? Like Botacoin. I haven't been able to get a hold of anybody at Botacoin. I've got a $15 Botacoin transaction that's been hung up for almost a month. And it's just stuck in this weird limbo space on its way out of my wallet. We had to pay someone in a different coin because of this. And there's been no response on our attempts to get a hold of Botacoin. So, if there's bugs in your system and you can't be contacted, that just doesn't look good. So, again, if you're an investor in Potcoin, give us a call, 603-283-6160. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Derek J. I don't want a politician to represent me. To me, government is the idea that one group of people can coerce everyone to comply with an edict or face increasing punishments up to and including death. Despite perhaps the most noble of intentions, the best government services are a far cry from what could be provided for by voluntary interactions. Besides, the people who call themselves the government wage wars and put peaceful people in jail for crimes involving no victims. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
Hi, this is Mark Edge of Free Talk Live. Michael W. Dean's book, User's Manual for the Human Experience, changed my life. In a culture that attempts to turn you into a compliant victim, this book gives you implementable steps on everything from how to be aware of your environment, walking down the street, to business, to how to handle a toxic person in your life. If you're a human, you need to read this book at least once. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, or paperback, or an audiobook of A User's Manual for the Human Experience.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
You know, I called it a shitcoin.
Hold on, Rob.
Right.
Hold on.
أنتم تستمعون إلى The Crypto Hour. يقدم إليكم برعاية helium.com على برنامج نداء للحرية على LRN.FM.
Live from the Verticoin studio. This is the call to freedom. It's the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium 47 here on LRN.FM. When you kill the faucet, you color-fight to get some free coins. This is the call to freedom.
That's right. It's the call to freedom here on LRN.FM. Oh, my goodness. Oh, High Tech Hate, did you guys hear that when she said that? Or are you just saying that because you agree with us? I think we had something go out. I think that like our audio is going out over the top of the disclaimer or like the audio beds before we run the music? I think, yeah, he heard Aria say SH coin on the air while the audio beds, like the bumpers that say, hey, we're coming back, when those were playing, they could hear it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Aria said it. Yep, High Tech knows. High Tech definitely heard. Oh, well. We'll fix that for the future. Anyway, we can edit it out in post-production. No big deal. But anyway, so Aria, let's hear the final word on Potcoin. Since we've got, well, actually, you know what? Hold on. We've got a caller here. We've got Rob from Vermont. Now, Rob, am I correct that you yourself have invested in Potcoin before?
I had invested in Potcoin because I thought that, that it was something that was going to take off. I certainly didn't have an idea that it was a proof of stake coin, and I had to look that up to find out kind of what that means. But I did get rid of before it, kind of tanked out a little bit. I got rid of all but like a couple of bucks of it and put it into something else. But I got, 13, 14 Potcoins left.
Oh, wow.
Well, I actually like proof of stake, but it does seem to have a higher tendency of being a scam coin or a crap coin than proof of work coins do.
Okay. What about black coin? Because I love black coin.
Yeah,
I don't know, probably $80, $90 worth
You just rubbed Aria the right way right there.
I love Blackcoin. We've actually had one of their developers on the show.
Oh, it was terrible, too. One of the worst coin interviews we ever did. Not because they have a bad product, but just because, like, it's like English is his third language, and he's just a tech geek. So, like, everything he said...
And it was 3 a.m. there.
Yeah, and it was 3 a.m. there. So, like, he's at 3 a.m. trying to speak English when he doesn't speak English well, and... even if it wasn't English, it would have been a foreign language to 90% of the listeners anyway. And it was just like the driest. Like we were all just like, man, this is.
Yeah, the other reason why I bought into Potcoin is, I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm a marijuana smoker, and I don't care what anybody says. It's a medication, and it's something that I know that. When I'm using it, I know all I'm getting is just a medication. I'm not getting any of the fillers that come in a regular standard pill.
How dare you? That's illegal.
Well, not really. Not in Vermont.
Not over where I live, it ain't.
It's federal. The Crown decrees it's federally illegal.
Damn the Crown.
Well, they're gonna catch me.
How
first.
dare you trying to relieve your pain and use it as medicine?
Yeah, no, you have neuropathy, which is a particularly painful ailment, correct?
Yeah, it's I got it through diabetes. That's one of the reasons why I've been working on trying to lose weight. Is because that's what's caused the neuropathy is caused from diabetes.
And now Jeff Sessions and our federal legislators, they would have you strung out on opiates, addicted to hard drugs like Vicodin and basically legal heroin.
Yeah.
Oxycodone, OxyContin. They would rather have you addicted to that because that money, you see, pot dealers don't have lobbyists. But Big Pharma does. So when you buy that OxyContin, you are transferring some of your personal wealth directly into the politician's pocket.
And it could kill you.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the other thing of it is that I never took it that far with my drug addiction. My drug addiction's always been pot, but I know that if I go into the direction of heroin or Vicodin or any of those drugs, that I'll just be a total loser. And I'm not a loser. I'm a worthwhile person deserving of pride.
You have a great outlook on life.
But I do have a question for Tom.
Tom's not here tonight.
He's not.
No,
Okay.
Tom's not in tonight. Tom is in. Tom will be here tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, right? Yeah, tomorrow night and Friday night. Tom will be
Okay, well, maybe I could ask you guys. I've been paying attention to the, to the market and everything, and the Trump administration is saying that, that we're booming, and Trump himself is saying that, yep, we're doing fantastic, we're on our way, we're booming. It's in the in the internet or on the paper that this is a seller's market for for housing and stuff like that. But when you watch the Dow, like I've been watching it, quite a bit lately, and it seems like it wants to take off, but then it keeps backing off. You know what I mean? It's been doing that for a while.
They just changed the
Why do you
interest
suppose
rates.
that is?
They just raised the interest rates, which is going to slow the growth of the economy. This is why central planning is a bad idea. Hey, things are starting to do good. Oh, well, let's slow this train down.
We wouldn't want a recession.
No, we wouldn't. You mean that thing that we've been in since 2007, basically?
Well, the other thing is too is that everything is unpredictable out there. You don't know if you're going to get shot. It's just a lot of craziness going on, and you got to really pay attention because, and then strike when the iron's hot, and it could strike any time.
I don't know. I'm just buying my coins. I've got my few coins that I like that I put my money into, and build my little nest egg up. And when the dollar finally goes, I'll have something that'll be worth something to somebody.
I do agree with Robert that the government can strike any time. That's why I'm prepared with food, ammo, and weapons, and everyone else should be too.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's the way it should be. Well, not if the lefties have their way.
Oh, no.
They don't want you to be ready. If you've got too much food in your house and an extra box of ammo, they think they should come in on you Waco style. You're David Koresh, bro. You're the Blanche Davidians because you've got a hunting rifle and 2 extra cans of ammo and a little extra pork and beans in your fridge because no, I don't eat pork and beans before somebody asks, but I do eat beans.
It's funny you should mention that because I thought today if I was ever caught in like a Waco situation, I guess it'd be for the best if I was burned out because all the THC in my body would go out and all the ATF would get high. That one would roll me up and smoke me when I die.
Oh, that's an awesome song. Willie Nelson. Woohoo! All right. Well, when we get back here, we're going to move on from beating up on Potcoin, and we're going to we've got something, I'm sure, from news.bitcoin.com. Something that'll catch your eye, probably some regulations that we're not going to be happy about. You want to weigh in? Call us 603-283-6160. We'll be right back here on the Call to Freedom.
My name is Jacob Hornberger. I'm president of the Future of Freedom Foundation, which Congressman Ron Paul awarded for having an outstanding freedom website. Write us at fff@fff.org, and we'll send you a free 3-month subscription to our monthly journal of libertarian essays and our booklet, Economic Liberty in the Constitution, which George Mason University economics professor Walter Williams praised in a recent column. That's fff@fff.org.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom.
تستمتعون إلى The Crypto Hour على برنامج نداء للحرية.
All right, welcome back into the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We've been talking about Potcoin here. Basically, it's crap. It's gotten a little bit of media coverage. Basically, I'm assuming because of the name. And Dennis Rodman wore a T-shirt. I'm assuming because of the name. And then, well, outside of that, it's just any other proof-of-stake coin. There's nothing special about it. There's no particular mission.
Well, it gets worse.
And the organizations that are used to raise money with Potcoin, it turns out, are scams that are you're basically giving money back to two of the marketing team for Potcoin.
And there are three
the
of
Dank
these.
and Dabby of the crypto industry.
You know, there's Kennacoin, Hempcoin, and Potcoin, and probably a few others, and they're all equally terrible.
Potcoin's
they're
the
awful.
only one that anyone's ever heard of.
Yeah, Potcoin is the best of them. That's the truly bad part.
Wow. That's sad. Oh, wow. This is cool. Lawyers discussing the challenges posed by crypto divorce. Lawyers discussing some of the challenges that arise from cryptocurrency ownership during divorce.
Oh.
The anonymous nature of cryptocurrencies creates the possibility for spouses to accumulate wealth that's concealed from their partner. However, this can often lead to parties searching for pots of gold that don't exist. Several lawyers specializing in divorce have shared some of the issues that are now arising during the judicial separation process as a consequence of cryptocurrencies. One of the major challenges posed by cryptocurrencies is the ability for an individual to hide assets from their partner, owing to the anonymizing quality of cryptocurrencies, particularly those like Zencash, Zcash, Monero.
Yeah, Turtle Coin.
Yeah.
I have advised spouses in troubled relationships to do this.
Yeah. Toby Yarber, the head of family law at Collier Bristow, in the UK, he recently told media that, quote, often in a divorce, one spouse is looking for a pot of gold that doesn't exist. But with cryptocurrencies, it's possible that pot does exist. Mr. Yerber attests to having begun to receive cases involving one party suspecting that the other is failing to disclose cryptocurrency holdings following the spike in the popularity of virtual currencies last year. Victoria Clark of the UK-based Stowe Family Law said, quote, cryptocurrencies make things complex. If you have a spouse who's determined to hold on to their money, same as if they were hiding assets overseas, we have the tools to trace Bitcoin. The difficulty is that some lawyers don't necessarily understand it yet. You need knowledge of the asset you're trying to get a hold of. So let me repeat that for you idiots one time. Those of you who still think Bitcoin is a private way to move money around, we have the tools to trace Bitcoin. This isn't the FBI. This isn't Kim Jong-un. This isn't the Chinese CIA.
Not the NSA.
For real, yo. This is like a regular British divorce attorney is like, we can totally track Bitcoin when you're trying to hide it. So, I mean, if you need anything painted in a bigger, redder sign for you, then I don't think that you would understand it if someone slapped you across the face with it. Bitcoin is not private. It's, you know.
Did he say that cryptocurrencies are what makes divorce complicated?
Yeah, right? It's not children or hormones or any of the other things that actually made divorce difficult for, I don't know, a century before today. No, it's Bitcoin. Zcash.
But I would definitely, we should have gotten Tom out here for this discussion, but I would definitely advise any spouse out there in a troubled marriage to hide their money, to hide some money in cryptocurrency.
Right. Actually, you know what? I think we might want to cover this a little more deeply.
Because, I mean, is it even property that can be divided up by a judge in a court of law?
The IRS views it as property. So if it's property, then it's yes. Oh my goodness. QR tattoos on Las Vegas strippers.
Oh, I heard about this.
It's the mark of the beast, Joe. You can keep it. I ain't putting no tattoo for no damn. No, I'm good. I'm good. Thai banks shut down. Oh my goodness. This is kind of funny. Last year, Steve Wozniak revealed that he'd purchased Bitcoin, likening it to being better than gold. A few months later, he'd said he'd sold it all. Turns out, he was actually robbed. One of the men behind the world's most profitable companies, co-founder Steve Wozniak, explained to India's The Economic Times he was defrauded out of a sizable amount of Bitcoin. Woz famously touted the decentralized currency's merits, then abruptly announced that he had liquidated. This is not the first time that Woz has had a rough beginning in a history-making technology. Oh my God.
Did he call Coinbase customer support?
I don't know. Let's see. What did he do? 7 Bitcoin gone. It was that easy. Said that he was spoke on a number of issues, blah blah blah. Turns out, however, he wasn't able to see all those gains. Okay, I had 7 Bitcoin stolen from me through fraud. Somebody bought them from me online through a credit card, and then they canceled the credit card payment. It was that easy. And it was...
if you're stupid.
And it was from a stolen credit card, so you can never get it back. Depending on the price at the time, that could be many tens of thousands of dollars. The blockchain identifies who has the Bitcoins, but that doesn't mean that there can't be fraud, though, he told a standing room only audience. I had them so that I could someday travel and not have to use credit cards, wallets, or cash. I could do it all on Bitcoin. I studied which hotels and facilities accepted Bitcoin. It's still difficult to do so. And I also tried to buy things online and trade Bitcoin online. He ultimately unloaded them because he didn't want to watch the price every day. I sold all except one. It wasn't enough to experiment. So, sounds to me like he went to local Bitcoins and sold via credit card and got scammed because, you know, that's what happens sometimes. Bitcoin's a trustless system. I mean, then that's why.
You can't be a genius in everything.
For real.
Well, I guess technically he did liquidate his Bitcoins.
When the price was pretty high, too. So, I mean, he's not selling them at $10,000, at $10,000. So he was, you know, smarter than some people.
Well, I mean, he gave them away. So I would have rather sold them for $5 than give them away. Personally.
That was stolen. You know, I'd rather sell them for $5 than have them stolen. And again, this is why if somebody out there could create something that made it to where you couldn't spend those coins, that would be, I mean, like, hello, blockchain free market out there, developers, people who are looking for the next big idea. This is it, yo. Like, can you figure out a way to recover tens of thousands of dollars or make it to where stealing coins is pointless? Like, there's just no profit in it. You know, if you could make it to where stealing coins couldn't be profitable, that would be the best piece of new technology to come out. You would corner the market. Everybody would flood to you. So, I mean, if you're out there and you're thinking like, what can I do, man? What could be the next big thing? Well, that would be it. A blockchain, a coin where you could go and you could recover stolen cryptocurrencies. I would want to put some of them. I would put money. I would if you could show me that you had like real technology that could do that, I would put money into an ICO for that.
It's a pretty big commitment. Yeah, but I would too, I guess.
I definitely would put some money into something like that because that's, I mean, come on. Get on it, crypto community. We need a way to get stolen funds back. All right, well, we're going to move on from the crypto hour. We're going on to the third hour, back to the political.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
This This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Nesquik. Try Nesquik 4-packs, perfect for lunches and great for kids on the go. Look for it in the juice aisle. Snack time is a great chance to sneak extra calcium into your child's diet without making him feel like he's eating something he doesn't want. Serve up dairy-rich foods like smoothies, flavored milk, frozen yogurt, and string cheese. He'll love the treat, and you'll love knowing how good it is for him. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, February 28th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.44 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,320 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $38, and the average price of Bitcoin is $10,410. Antiwar.com reports while Turkey's invasion of the Afrin district in northern Syria is a lot slower going than anyone expected, the Turkish state media is still hyping the limited amount of territory they've actually seized, amounting to 2 Kurdish villages. Those villages, the closest to the Turkish border, provide a land corridor between 2 different enclaves held by Turkey-backed Free Syrian Army rebels, the city of Azaz and the corner of the Idlib province. Furthermore, Turkish media is noting that this cuts the YPG forces in the area off from the Turkish border, though since Turkish troops have been invading through the border and the invasion shows no sign of ending, the lack of border access seems meaningless. The land corridor isn't particularly meaningful for the Free Syrian Army either, since Turkish support means they can crisscross enclaves through Turkey when they have such a need. Still, this and a lot of casualties are all the Afrin invasion have accomplished yet, and Turkey's determination to keep media reports on the war upbeat obliges them to present this as something useful. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports the CEO of SeaWorld will step down after the theme park lost more than $200 million in fiscal year 2017. The company announced the move on Tuesday, saying CEO Joel Manby agreed that this is the right time to identify a new CEO as the company enters its next phase of intensified focus on execution and growth. Chief Parks Operation Officer John T. Riley will take on the role of interim CEO. SeaWorld's lead independent director, Donald C. Robinson, said the board agreed that this transition plan is the right approach to advance the company's progress and create value for all our important stakeholders. We know John will be an excellent leader in this new role, and we thank Yoshi for taking on the additional interim responsibilities to ensure a smooth transition. The transition comes after SeaWorld lost $202.4 million in fiscal year 2017, which followed a loss of $215 million in fiscal year 2016. The company also saw a drop in overall revenue, going from $1.34 billion in 2016 to $1.26 billion the following year. Manby was appointed CEO in April 2015 to reverse the company's losses after the fallout from the 2013 documentary Blackfish, which has been blamed for a drop in attendance at the theme park. You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. Fans are friends, allies, and numerous supporters. Fans help FPP afford to produce more original content. You can join the Fans program for as little as $1 per month through Patreon and get perks like ad-free versions of FPP Radio News and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. That's fans.fppradio.com. Reuters reports President Donald Trump's son-in-law and close advisor, Jared Kushner, has lost access to the most valued U.S. intelligence report, the President's Daily Brief, as the White House imposes greater discipline on access to secrets, according to 2 U.S. officials familiar with the matter. Kushner, who had been operating under an interim security clearance for about a year, had his access to the highly classified briefing cut off in the past weeks, according to the sources. A third official, also speaking on the condition of anonymity, said Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein Rosenstein recently passed new information to White House counsel Don McGahn that led to the slowing or stopping of Kushner's pending clearance application. The nature of that information was not clear. It is also unclear if and when Kushner's access to the briefing, known as the PDB, which requires clearance higher than top secret level, would be reinstated. The president's daily brief is distributed to a small number of top-level U.S. officials. It includes highly classified intelligence analysis, information about CIA covert operations, and reports from the most sensitive U.S. sources or those shared by allied intelligence agencies. Kushner's attorney said new security clearance policies announced by the White House Chief of Staff John Kelly will not affect Mr. Kushner's ability to continue to do the very important work he has been assigned to by the president. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
Fossilized evidence reveals the Spazosaurus was the largest doofus ever to roam the Earth, and a new tandem mobility scooter is released. This is the Onion Week in Review, damn it, and we're going to need you to demonstrate a little decorum. Got it? This week, economists confirm that the booming tear gas industry continues to lead the world's economic recovery. Financial experts confirm that the growing demand for tear gas in countries like Turkey, Brazil, and Greece has increased over 20% annually over the past few years, and is anticipated to continue playing a major role in the world economy.
The market for tear gas just keeps sustaining itself and growing. We can only hope that more people demand tear gas in the coming months, and the recovery will be here sooner than we thought.
In other news, a community is devastated by the sight of an old man struggling up some steps. A stack of unused CDRs turns 5 years old, and this zoo is really promoting the hell out of their new fruit bat. Your diligence and patience have been noted. Prove yourself further at theonion.com.
This is the Onion News Network.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.FM.
Here we go, off the rails. You know it's time to raise ourselves. It's freedom like you never knew.
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM, beginning our final hour here on this Wednesday live broadcast. I'm Will, of course, and I'm joined in the studio by Vincent from
Questioning Authority.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Here on LRN.FM, 10 to 12 p.m. Saturday nights. Be there, calls, conspiracies, craziness, everything.
Very good. And we've also got with us live via remote Miss Aria Demezio from cryptocurrencycheck.org. And, a little interesting story that I thought you guys might be interested in here, if I can find it. Where'd it go? Did I close it? I did. I totally closed it because I suck that much. From antiwar.com, if it'll open, it says senators looking to end the Yemen war with the first ever War Powers Challenge. Bipartisan effort by 4 senators, which lets you know that it's not going to be particularly successful. 4 senators are looking to introduce the first War Powers Act to come to a vote, to come out of the Senate. Bernie Sanders, Rand Paul, Chris Murphy, and Mike Lee. So 2 Republicans, a Democrat, and an independent are forwarding the bill, which notes that Congress has never authorized the use of military force in Yemen. This should allow Congress to oblige the administration to end U.S. involvement in the war. Senator Sander and Lee had a formal press conference about this today.
I like tripping on LSD too.
What?
I mean, they've got to be tripping to think that they can pass this law and Trump will actually withdraw from Yemen.
Or they've got to be tripping to think that Congress will do anything about it at all.
Oh, these are Russian agents.
But I mean, even if it got to Trump, it wouldn't oblige Trump to do anything.
No, not at all.
He already doesn't have the authorization to do it, and he's already doing it.
He doesn't care. It's against the law. We're not supposed to be there. It's not our war.
Blue on black, man.
Nobody can. Yeah, exactly. Blue on black. It's a, it's throwing water on somebody after they get out of the river. It says the U.S. has participated in the Saudi invasion of Yemen since it began in 2015. Actually, it was quite a bit before that. The U.S. has been involved in Yemen since the days of the Bush administration. So let's get that fact straight. Start right off the bat. Says that the U.S. warships at times are participating in Saudi-led naval blockade, which is causing mass starvation in Yemen, and that U.S. planes have been performing mid-air refueling missions for Saudi Arabian bombers. Efforts in the House late last year to challenge the Yemen war and under the War Powers Act were blocked by the leadership, which replaced it with a non-binding resolution confirming that Congress never authorized a war on Yemen's Shiite Houthi movement, which passed 366-30. So basically, none of them wanted to do anything that would actually take the government's the military-industrial complex's hand a little bit out of the
like
U.S.
using cryptocurrencies
pocket. Yeah, like using crypto. Another thing that helps get them out of your pocket. So, let's see here.
I mean, is this to win brownie points with the Rand Paul is a libertarian crowd?
Who knows, man? Who knows these days when it comes to Rand Paul? Like, to me, it's like even the sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while.
Yeah, I remember you said last when Rich Paul and I were here.
Yeah, the sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while. A broken clock is right twice a day, So that's my opinion on Rand Paul, and it has been for quite some time. They're not. Rand Paul is not anything to me that's particularly, impressive. He's just another politician playing the game, just like all the others. It says Senator Lee here in particular has asked whether U.S. involvement in a Yemeni civil war was really a national priority, noting that...
How could it possibly be?
Noting that, astoundingly, this is a question that has never really been asked or discussed. He urged U.S. involvement to be paused for a responsible debate. These same senators, here we go. These same senators tried to push a bill last summer to block arms sales to Saudi Arabia, arguably the single largest state supporter of terrorism across the earth. That's my words, not antiwar.com's. Though it failed. Since then, they and other critics of the Yemen operation have criticized Saudi war crimes, noting that the danger of having the U.S. so deeply involved in these war crimes. Bombing in Yemen was the inspiration, according to the underwear bomber, behind his attempting to bomb an airliner in the United States on Christmas through the use of plastic explosives and a fuse in his underwear. I'm sorry, it's funny because I know that there's no way that'll work.
All these years afterwards, and you're still laughing at it.
For real, like how, because they tried to act like he'd been expert trained terrorist taught by top Al Qaeda operatives, and I'm like, bro, if he didn't know that fuse was not gonna work, and that's the best that Al Qaeda's got that they could throw at us, I'm not particularly worried about these guys. I'm sorry if you are, if you've been conned into believing that you need to be scared. I'm not particularly worried about them if they're setting themselves, 3 times these guys have set themselves on fire, basically. So
I'm far more worried about the American police than I am Al Qaeda.
Yeah, exactly. You're more likely to be shot in the head while you're walking your dog by a cop than you are by a member of Al Qaeda. Not to mention the fact that 9 times out of 10, if you are, somewhere that you're at is targeted by Al Qaeda, the police probably knew about it 3 days before it happened and then lost the memo that said that they were supposed to send cops to protect the building, you know, because that. Well, they were running like training missions on how to deal with a terrorist attack while it was happening, you know, that kind of thing.
Well, I'll tell you what's some real terrorism going on in New Hampshire, not done by Al Qaeda, but done by the town of Hanover and the police force is arrest and the Graham County Sheriff's Department arresting my friend Dave just for having a messy lawn. He had building materials on.
That?
Yeah, no, they absolutely did. Yeah, they said he had a court order to remove the materials, and he was being held in contempt of court. And so he's just walking his dogs one day. 2 sheriff's deputies go up, they grab from behind him, put him into one of these lock submission holds, and he's in a neck brace too because he broke his got into an injury. And then for 10 minutes, he's struggling with them because they're hurting him. They don't show him the warrant. He's demanding to see local police, and these deputies, they push his head into the car, and it was just awful. So the cops are doing, Aria, you're right. The cops are doing that in the U.S., not Al Qaeda. That's the people we have to worry about.
Yeah, the people that are supposedly there to protect you, but
and the government officials running them.
Yeah, and as we found and as we saw in Parkland, Florida, they're not there to protect you, bro. They're not. And if you think they are, you're naive. We'll be back here on the Call to Freedom in just a moment. If you got an opinion on this, let us know. 603-283-6160. We'll be right back here on the Call to Freedom.
And the rain. Have you ever feel my heart? I told you I'm the flame. I'm the flame. I think that you might be the reason.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveatpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveatpurse.com. Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up. We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 megahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.fm.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in Liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
The military's newly developed unmanned Pentagon spokesdrone completed its first live mission today, successfully carrying out a press conference on the war in Iraq. The Mobile Press Engagement Unit is being hailed by Pentagon officials as a revolutionary advancement in protecting military personnel.
The spokesdrone proved effective at neutralizing reporters' questions about 85% of the time.
Many officials say the unit has the potential to save countless careers. Using a high-tech gimbal camera and microphone system, the unit tracks reporters' movements and audio output, then analyzes the data to assess the threat level.
It formulates and deploys an effectively vague response.
We have taken away a number of the enemy sanctuaries and gained initiatives in the areas. Eileen.
Military technology experts see the unit as adaptable to a wide variety of treacherous interview scenarios. They estimated it could even withstand situations too hostile for any human spokesman to bear, such as anti-war documentary interviews.
This is the Onion News Network.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
You are listening to The Call to Freedom live on LRN.FM. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Welcome back to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Brought to you live from the Vertcoin studio here on this beautiful Wednesday evening here in Keene. And you know what? Are you new to the crypto industry? Do you not want to have to spend your whole day, if you want to invest, looking at these, these candle graphs? And like, who knows how to read those things anyway? We don't want to spend your whole life reading white papers. And that's why let me introduce you to Helium.com. It's called a savings accelerator. And what they do is it's powered by Uphold.com. And they've created a bot, and it watches the conversion rates between regular cryptos, between regular fiat currencies and cryptocurrencies. And then it moves your money when the time is just right. You just load your Helium account with your bank card or your digital wallet. You just set it and forget it. It's like the crock pot of crypto investing. So go on over to helium.com/CTF. That's HELEUM.com/CTF and get your great offers for being a Call to Freedom listener. Now, sometimes you see these stories and you just like, really, really, really. I'm just going to call this the. I'm helping you. SJW idiot of the day. I'm telling you, man. Like, this is beyond normal SJW. Like, really, no more.
Oh no, this is right up their alley.
No
I don't
BFF.
think this is.
Like now, this is like girls can't say no at the school dance level SJW stupidity. I mean, it really is. I mean, we've got, this is from CBS. We're going to play, it's just a little clip here from CBS News in New York. So I'm assuming this is
for you, and one that you share all your secrets and your exploits with.
But now there is a growing movement to ban best friends. What's this about, Alex?
Okay, what?
Yeah, what? Okay, so the movement isn't a ban on friendship per se. It's just geared toward having children broaden their friendship circles and become more inclusive. And it's a move a lot of educators think goes in the right direction.
Who's your best friend?
Sarah.
There's been a movement in some American schools and European schools to ban the phrase best friend.
My daughter's 13 years old. She has best friends. They change by the day the same way she changes her socks.
Rumored to have first started in Prince George's South London school. This push to break up best friends is catching on, says clinical psychologist Dr. Barbara Greenberg.
The idea of banning the phrase best friends is a very intriguing social experiment.
And while it may be raising some eyebrows,
that's really disheartening. I mean, I wouldn't have been very happy in elementary school because that's all I had.
Greenberg, who works with children and adolescents, says there's some good rationale behind it.
I see kids come in all week long who are feeling dreadful because they are excluded and because they are either nobody's best friend or because their best friend has moved on.
The point, she says, to teach children to be inclusive.
That's not the reason why we're feeling dreadful. I could tell you that.
For real, yo. Like, it was only 20 years ago when I was in school, and I'm not stupid. I remember what the kids who hated school went through. There were like three different kinds. There was the kid who get picked on by everybody. There was the kid who school just didn't work for him. You know, like the way they teach in public schools just didn't work for him. So they were always in trouble. And then there were the kids who, like, they just didn't give a damn and they would really rather be somewhere else. For all of those kids, school is dreadful.
Absolutely.
School is dreadful. School sucks. You know, whether you're the kid who's getting picked on because you look funny, you like school and you like learning, but you look funny, or you're considered a nerd, or you have the wrong
or you have
hobbies.
an accent.
You have an accent. You have a medical problem or something. You sweat or something that you can't help. Because I'm sorry, man, kids are cruel. Why do we have school shooters? Because sometimes you want to shoot a teenager.
Well, I dropped out my senior year, and part of the reason for that was because my best friend had already graduated.
Whoa.
I love Vincent over. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe you just said that. Yeah, bro, I have no filter whatsoever. I was a high school kid.
No, I understand.
20 years ago. And there were kids in your high school that you were like, man, I wish somebody would just hit them with a bus. And
no, I totally get that. Yeah, just sort of a way it came out.
Yeah, well, no, I meant it came out exactly as I meant it. Every once in a while, there's a high school kid that's such a complete and total evil little monster that you really just kind of want to take him out back and beat the hell out of him, or, you know, let the nerdy kid, just give the nerdy kid a shotgun. You know, like even the score, like it's him and his 6 buddies, and they're like kicking the crap out of this nerdy kid who doesn't even know how to defend himself. You know, like I've seen this kind of stuff. Hell, I've got a chipped tooth from trying to get in the middle of that kind of stuff. The kids are evil, man. Teenage kids and adults aren't much better. Evil adults create evil kids. You know, my kids, there's a little girl in my son's class that the other kids don't want to play with. My son invited her to his birthday party. Why? Because we teach our kids that, you know, that kind of thing's not cool. You know, you don't jump in with the in crowd just to be mean to people. That's not the right. We teach those values to our children. And if you want kids to be like that, then guess what, parents? Do your damn job. Teach that to your kids. Be that. Front of your kids.
They're not going to teach it to their kids if their kids are going through school. They're probably, you know, having a career or just doing everything except raising their kids.
Well, not only that, but they're probably acting the same way that the bullies act in their adult lives. They've probably got, there's somebody who looks or talks or something about them that's socially not the best, and they purposefully avoid or mock them when they're not around and those kind of things. Like, adults do that, and kids monkey see, monkey do, man. You know, kids pick up on that stuff. So I'm sorry, telling kids they can't have best friends anymore is not going to fix that. This is ridiculous.
An early age rather than exclusive.
And that's what we encourage at camp.
Jay Jacobs, who operates Timberlake Camp, says this is the environment his counselors have been fostering for years.
I think that, you know, there are pitfalls in just having one friend. Remember, as you grow up, interests change. Children go in different directions.
Having a wider group of friends, he says, also sets children up for success.
You can't be on a soccer field and just be dealing with one child. You're going to be interacting with a team.
Let's face it, you can't ban somebody from having a close relationship, and you can't really ban somebody from having a best friend. But what the schools are trying to do is they're trying to foster the idea of kids having more than a single friend.
So they're going to do just that. God, the wordplay of these people.
Yeah.
To push poison and crap on our kids.
No one ever had just one friend.
I never knew anybody that only had one friend either. Like, even me as a kid, like in a teeny tiny school in East Tennessee, you didn't have just one friend. So I don't know anybody that just has one friend What a load of crap.
This makes me mad.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you got to keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
The Shire Free Church offers a sanctuary to those seeking an escape from state churches.
The Shire Free Church is an interfaith, diverse group of people that may not share identical theological beliefs. As a member in or minister of the Shire Free Church, you are a sovereign individual and may be the faith of your choice.
We don't claim to have all of the answers.
We are open to all peaceful people.
We want to learn from each other.
What unifies the Shire Free Church and its diverse members is peace,
love,
and liberty. There are many paths to God, one for every individual.
The Shire Free Church does not define a specific path beyond those parameters that must be your foundation.
Peace as your way.
Love as your guide.
And liberty as your light.
Learn more at church.shiresociety.com.
That's church.shiresociety.com.
The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit shiresociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at shiresociety.com. That's shiresociety.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
We're at coming in on the home stretch, the last half hour here of this Wednesday evening. And, well, we've been talking about the fact that the social justice warriors are back at it again. Is there really anywhere that they don't go?
Well, I would like to remind them of the way that childhood and friendship actually works. I mean, as we were saying before we went to the break, no one has just one friend. What happens when you're a kid is you have one friend who's your really, really good friend, and then you have 3 or 4 others who are in your same circle, but none of them are the ones that you hang out with every weekend playing video games with and all of that kind of crap.
Well, sometimes there are circles like that, like circles of 4 or 5 friends, like my sister.
Well, yeah, we were like that. We drank and we played in a band together in high school, but I still had my one best friend.
Yeah. See, my sister has that one now, and they're roommates long into adulthood. She helped, like when my sister was single mom, they were roommates. My sister's married now. They're about to not be roommates because she's about to get married now. But like, I remember Shelba walking in on me when I was with a girlfriend when I was 20. You know, like that's how I met her. I remember meeting my sister's best friend because she walked in on me while I was with a girl. You know, like, then we've known each other since I was 20. So like they've known each other for like 16 years. They've been friends. So what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that kind of strong relationships? I mean, has the left destroyed the extended family relationship? Now destroyed most of your basic family relationships. Are they going after friendship now? I mean, is the only relationship of loving and trusting that you're allowed to have with the state?
Well, I'm okay with the family relationship thing, but I was thinking about the family relationship thing. I'm okay with that, but I think you're right in that they are trying to create this circumstance where the state is your parent, the state is your brother, the state is your cousin, and the state is your best friend. And everyone else is a devil-worshipping nut job who's 5 minutes away from seeking a pit bull to eat your head while they rape you.
With an AR-15 and a ghost gun.
Yeah, with an AR-15 and
a fully semi-automatic AR-15.
A fully semi-automatic ghost gun.
With a grenade launcher attachment.
It's a grenade.
And chainsaw bayonet.
Chainsaw bayonet. I want one of those, yo. I need a chainsaw bayonet.
Like from Gears of War.
Yes. Yes. I need one. I don't want one.
You can stream it on Twitch while holding one.
And then just take my Bitcoin. You can have it. Oh my God. Oh. So yeah, I mean they've literally gone off the deep end again. I mean, like, what was it, just a few weeks ago, you have the movement to tell girls that you can't say no. Like, wait a second. I thought that's the opposite of like reality. Like, I always heard if a girl says that a girl has a right. My whole I was reminded all through middle school and high school, as soon as I hit puberty, it was hammered into my head socially that a girl has a right to say no, and that when she says no, you should listen. And now...
Yeah, I thought American society just had this whole great big discussion last year about women
culture.
and saying no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we live in a rape culture, what could possibly go wrong with telling girls they're not allowed to say no? It's
like doublethink.
Everything is doublethink now. Everything is doublethink.
And these guys, I think a lot of it has to do with the Department of Education, and as you're talking about, I use outside groups, do independent studies of these guidance counselors. Yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely the guidance counselors, because
they went out of their way to get me on drugs when I was a kid. The guidance counselors in my elementary school, they pushed my mom for 3 years to put me on meds. To get me, because they were like, oh, he's a smart kid. I was performing at the top of my class. The standardized testing that they used to give back then was a little different than it is now. It was basically just to rate kids. It wasn't, if you don't pass this, you don't graduate. It was more to like, okay, you are an advanced kid. You should be in these classes. You're a little behind. You should be in these classes. And I was always like way, way ahead, like top nationally in like all these great things. But school was boring, dude. Like, I would literally get in trouble because I would sit in the back of the classroom and read the encyclopedia because it was more interesting than listening to the teacher tell me the same thing two teachers had told me the 2 years before. And the solution to that wasn't to skip me a grade. It was to dope me up.
Yeah, they try and put students into, or some, I don't want to generalize, but some of the bad ones. What they do is they generalize people and saying, "Oh, you have this disability, so you need to go and do that," and it basically turning people into units or numbers like a THX 1138, where everyone's a little automaton of the state, a little cog in the machine, and. Some places, apparently, they only have 10 minutes of recess for children. So for like 7 hours, we're trapped inside.
The private school that my sons went to, kindergarten, 15 minutes a day, and if you got in trouble, you lost that 15 minutes. And they kicked my kid out because he was too, like, he wanted to do stuff. He wouldn't sit in his desk he's 5, okay? And as a 5-year-old, he wanted to do this next to his desk. Because he didn't want to just sit and be still.
Well, it's disruptive to the class.
Exactly. It's disruptive to the class. So he would get in trouble and he wouldn't be able to play outside. And then to get back at them, because, my kids got this whole idea of like, if you take something from me for no really good reason, then, F you, I'm going to get you back. I don't have any idea where he could possibly get that from. He goes into the cafeteria and drops trow at the table. You know what that means, right?
No, never heard it.
Drops trow. He pulls his pants down and his underwear.
Oh, okay.
And exposes himself to the entire lunchroom because, the other kids think it's funny and he knows it will really, really, really piss off the adults because they took away his recess.
Oh, well, he's mentally unstable. He needs to be put on drugs.
They wanted me to put him on drugs. And instead we brought him here. And you know what? Out of the private school, we've brought him here. He's a little bit older now. He's old enough to be in kind of a setting like that. And he can do that. He doesn't get in any trouble. He's the best. The teachers rave about what a good kid that he is. So it's just because they're trying to take these kids when they're like 4, 5, and 6 years old and turn them into 15-year-olds.
Yeah, they are. My sister's kid is going through that at his elementary school. It was absolutely ridiculous. If he wasn't the one who personally remembered that he had to do homework and stuff, it didn't even count. If she reminded him, it didn't even count. He was in kindergarten, supposed to have the same level of responsibility that you'd expect of someone in the 5th or 6th grade.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Here, that my kids don't have to deal with that. My little boy is in 2nd grade, and the reason he has homework is because he's not interested in school and class either, and he would rather socialize and chat with his friends or do something else than sit and work out they give him like 75 arithmetic problems, and they're like, here, do these problems again today that we did yesterday and just keep doing them over and over again. And he's bored with it and doesn't do it. And the response is he ends up having to do it at home. So what do you think out there? Do you think that the SJWs have turned our public school systems into idiocy? Give us a call, 603-283-6160.
In Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's
the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Anyone can publish on the internet, but not everyone is publishing material suited for online reading. According to the Yahoo Style Guide, it cautions that internet content has a few seconds, 3 or less, to encourage people to read more, to take action, or navigate to another one of your pages. So make it easy for readers to pick and choose. Isn't that the way you poke around online? Use short words, short sentences, short paragraphs, bulleted lists, and short pages. Front load what you write, putting the most important information at the beginning of headlines and paragraphs and sentences. Same goes for your keywords, what someone would likely type into the search box on Yahoo or Google. For more tips on communicating better online or in a job interview or everyday life, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Welcome back here to the final segment of The Call to Freedom here on this live Wednesday edition. Oh my goodness. So, it's, let's see, Potcoin sucks. We've established that. It's just another POS coin. Operation Candy Crush.
In every sense of the acronym.
Yes, it's a POS coin. It's let's see. Operation Candy Crush was an extremely large waste of taxpayer dollars. The TBI could have been hunting down rapists and murderers and thieves, and instead, decided to bring charges that immediately had to be dropped against 21 store owners. Shutting down businesses, costing small business owners money, costing them hassle. Doing what government does best. And now, on top of that, the same idiot government that does that. The left now wants them in charge of friendship. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Everything.
You know, I mean, we let them socially engineer our kids for the last 30, well, see, since the 70s. So we passed federalized education in like 78. And so
yeah, but in the 1900s, they required all students to attend school. That's how they got a lot of Cajun and French-speaking Acadian students in Louisiana, kids in Louisiana, to grow up, speak English, and just become regular Americans.
Well, no, we're talking about the federalization, of the education system was in the late 70s. It was bipartisan. Newt Gingrich supported it just as much as the average lefty did. And since then, well, let's see. Under the wonderful tutelage of the federal government saying what should and should not go on in schools, what have we got? Oh, we've got kids freaking out, flipping out, shooting up the schools. I think it's a failure. I mean, if
Well, I think the most horrifying part of all of this was that psychologist or sociologist, whoever it was, who said that, you know, this will be an intriguing social experiment. These are our children. They're not lab rats. They're not guinea pigs.
Yeah, they described this openly as a social experiment. That this no best friends is a social experiment that they're going to enact on your children. With or without your consent. They could really...
That's horrifying.
It's a public school. They don't need your consent. Your consent is given when you put your children in the school. So...
Well, no, you don't have much choice but to do that in a lot of cases.
Yeah, very true. Very true. And especially with this new case in California or wherever it was with the weirdos, with the kids locked under the stairs and all that, they're now trying to cast that as a normal thing to happen in homeschooling. You've got the state of Tennessee trying to pass laws to regulate homeschooling. I mean, Tennessee, Republican-run, rural conservatives, Tennessee, which is the only reason why is because it's filled with rural Christian conservatives who, like our co-host Tom Gray, homeschool their children because they don't want morality to be taught to their kids by the state.
And, you know, using the media hysteria brought up by that family, it's like the saying goes, if they can't prove you wrong, they got to prove you crazy.
Exactly. So you've got the same people who have been in charge of the social engineering of our children for the last 35 years, and they want to, let's change gears. What we've done so far is creating psychopaths and murderers. Well, maybe let's switch
And that
gears.
person yesterday at the college who flipped out.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah,
we talked about it on the air.
Yeah, the yesterday.
The creation of the same system.
Yesterday, we had this thing, right? There was a video from Portland State University, and there was a teacher on the stage, and basically what she said is men and women are biologically different. There's an X chromosome and a Y chromosome. Women have more fat on their bodies in different areas. Men and women's brains are chemically different and physically different. When she said men are statistically taller than women, this green-haired 210-pound, 5'10", right, green-haired lesbian, I'm guessing, got up and she's like, and here she starts with this. And I'm like,
hey, I take offense to her being called a lesbian.
Here she starts with what, yo? Like, she said women are statistically shorter than men. That's a biological fact. Women are statistically, they're shorter than men. Well, just because you're 5'10" doesn't change the fact that all the girls who walked out with you are almost a foot shorter than you, Amazon lumberjack. Like, so what? It's a biological fact. And then she sabotaged another one of these girls that's shorter than her, that proves the biological fact, sabotages and breaks the sound equipment on the way out. Like, they staged this big protest and walkout because this teacher is literally in there just saying things like, and it's a woman too, a female teacher saying, yes, women
a brainwashed Nazi female teacher. If you remember,
women have to lactate. Women lactate, and unfortunately, they also have to gestate. You can be annoyed at that fact, but that's it. You how can you be offended by that fact? How can you be offended that?
Well, I mean, just imagine if you could harness all of that energy and that anger and direct it towards something, like the Federal Reserve or
poverty.
Yeah,
but not using the state to fix it, using your own hands and your own money, and going out and actually doing it. Like we've got this idea that we're putting together. It's called Sadaka.io, charity.io, and we don't want to go raise $50,000 from donors to build these things and do this whole idea that we've got until we put our own wealth into it and build one for ourselves and see if it'll even function. Because we don't want to be that guy, so to speak. That ICO, that effort to raise money that's not delivering. We want to see that we can deliver before we do it, because we want to do it. We want to do something. I don't want the state to rob, the guy sitting at the table next to me here in order to pay for the charity that I feel needs to be given. I see people in need. I want to help. I don't want to make a victim of someone else to help someone in need, though. And this is the morality that we understand, but they're not teaching us this stuff to our kids in these federalized institutions. And what they are teaching them, obviously, is turning them into lunatics. They either hate school or they shoot the damn thing up.
Or teach them to just respect blind authority.
Well, that's what schooling's about anyway, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, but that's the others are, the others are just a small percentage, the outliers, right? The majority of them are just, like state automatons.
Well, yeah, that's because that's what the state expects. That's what they want.
Like sheep, the sheeple.
The sheep. Help me. So, yeah. Lord have mercy.
Obama.
Right. Oh, we've got a caller on. We've got like a minute left. There's no way we're going to be able to actually do anything with a caller, unfortunately. So
he can call back tomorrow.
Relative to Family and Medical Leave Insurance Program, Division 1 work session. Legiscan. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, unfortunately, we've only got about a minute left, so we really don't have time for a caller. I saw him on Skype. I've got him open on Skype. But, tomorrow, let's see. What do we got going on tomorrow? I know we've got something going on tomorrow. I've got a guest coming in of some kind. We've also got somebody. It's another somebody for Crypto Hour. We've got new sponsors coming on Friday. So definitely come back for that. And we're going to be finding out if we're going to be doing the Pork Fest thing or not. So stick around for that as well. Hang around for Free Talk Live. It's coming up next. Thanks for listening tonight. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Good show, man. Good show.
Catch the Call to Freedom at its new time, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. The Call to Freedom is the only live drive-home call-in show in the U.S. with a segment devoted to cryptocurrencies. Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, live from Vertcoin Studios in New Hampshire. Learn about what makes cryptocurrencies so great and why you should care about them. Updates on new coins and ICOs, and warnings of scams. Plus, hear from traders, whales, developers, and big names in the crypto world. You can also win crypto coins or tokens every episode. Just listen for the faucet sound and be the 5th caller to get free Dash, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Verge, or other cryptocurrencies. The Call to Freedom with Will and Aria, featuring Crypto Hour. broadcast internationally through our Bit Plus Network satellite. Weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. on LRN FM.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal...
$10. Antiwar.com reports while